Hi, we're the Kitchens.
I'm McKenna.
This is Connor.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Josh. And we want to thank you for partnering with us in the work of Bible translation in Papua New Guinea, and especially with the Bwaidoka people. Bwaidoka people live on an island called Good Enough Island, which has a big mountain right in the middle of it. So most of the people live down near the ocean on the coast. And they catch fish and they grow crops. And so they live off of whatever they can catch or grow. And they don't have typical jobs or use for money, so they just live off of what they find on their island. And the basic religion there outside of Christianity is animism, where they believe that there are spirits in all the trees and in different animals and rocks and rivers. And so we need to get God's word into their language so that they can understand that God is the creator of everything that they see, and that they don't have to be afraid of evil spirits and try and placate and be nice to the good spirits. And that's what happens when they don't know who God is and they don't have God's word in their language. And so we're excited to be able to help them and to work with churches and vacation Bible schools like yours. I know you had one question, is why does it cost $26 to translate one verse? And the reality is it costs a lot of money to translate the Bible. The translators need computers and solar panels. They need a lot of equipment and training. And so what we do is we figure out how much it costs each year, and then we figure out how many verses they're translating that year, so we know how much it costs per verse for them to translate. Another question you had was, what kind of food do you eat? We eat a lot of things that grow in the garden, so we eat a lot of different types of potatoes and yams and taro, which are similar to your potatoes, and we eat a lot of fruit. We have strawberries and pineapple and fruit that you've never heard of, soursop and rambutan, which Connor loves. McKenna, what else have we eaten that has been kind of interesting?
Crocodile.
Yes, we've eaten crocodile, shark, octopus, a lot of different seafood. So there's a lot of different things that we eat here that we don't always eat in the U.S. And let's see, I want to make sure I get through your questions. What time is it here? Right now, while you're watching this video, I think it's around 7:30 at night on a Friday. Here, it will be 12:30 on Saturday afternoon, so it's almost a day earlier than you guys. When you watch this video, we'll be eating lunch. And another question you had was, how do the children react when they receive their first Bible? Well, in Bwaidoka, some books of the Bible have been printed into smaller books, and the kids love to get them. Teachers actually buy them and use them in their classroom for teaching, so that the kids are actually getting their teaching is through the Bible and with the Bible. So it's a really exciting tool, and the kids love it when they can get their hands on God's Word for the first time and read it. It gives them a true joy, and you can see it in their eyes when you see them interact with the Bible. Another question that you asked is, what do children do for entertainment? McKenna, what do kids do in Papua New Guinea for entertainment?
Pretty much they just grab 2 marbles and maybe 2 or 3 rubber bands, and they play with the marbles and the dirt.
Yeah, they can entertain themselves for a long time with very little. They can use rubber bands and play a game, or they can play a game with marbles. They also love soccer and other things like that. And when we bring coloring books, they love to color. Do they have hospitals and clinics? They do have hospitals in the area, but they're not like the hospitals we have in the U.S. The hospitals here don't actually have nurses and doctors in them all the time. And we've even heard of parents that go to get their kids vaccines that they need and they don't have them, and they'll say, well, come back later, and they might try and go back a few times, and after about a year, hopefully they'll be able to get their kids the vaccines they need. So it's not like our hospitals in the US. We don't have a car, so it's never been stuck in the mud, but all the cars here are typically very big trucks with big wheels, so you can go off-roading. There aren't roads that are paved, so when you go places, which is rare on a road, you actually have to drive through potholes and around trees that fall down, and it's pretty intense. So we try to, typically we fly and walk, and that's about it, but we don't have a car. What languages are we learning? We are learning Tok Pisin, which is a language that's a trade language. So most of the people in Papua New Guinea, most of the villages, there'll be people that know the language and speak Tok Pisin. but it's not their first language. There are 800 languages spoken in Papua New Guinea, and so those languages are the languages that they, yes, talk places, as McKenna has said, in Talk Pisin, we call them talk places. But we have learned Talk Pisin, and we're still working on that. How do we run our computer? Right now we live in on a mission base, so we have electricity. When I go out to villages, I bring a solar panel so that I can charge my phone, and I can charge my computer or camera and things like that. And why do people in Papua New Guinea carry things on their head? I think it's so that they can keep their hands free. They like to hold hands with people when they meet them in the street, or sometimes it gives you an extra, you can hold something in your hand and carry a bag on your head. It's usually only women, though, that carry their bags. They have put the strap over their head so that they can carry their bags on their back. I think it enables them to go long distances without getting too tired. And what school do your children go to? Our kids go to this school here on the mission base. It's a school for missionaries and some Papua New Guineans, and so it goes from preschool all the way up through grade 12. Connor will be going to the preschool in June, and McKenna will be going to second grade in June. And so they're excited about that. They're counting down the days to get back to school. And what sports do they play? In Papua New Guinea, they love volleyball. It's a small court, and they can usually put up a net somewhere, and they love to play volleyball. But we also have seen them play soccer, lots of times soccer, and a little bit of basketball in one village, and actually field hockey in one village. So they, but their favorite sport seems to be volleyball. I think there's a lot of volleyball played in Papua New Guinea. And the missionaries here like to play tennis. We do see a lot of missionaries playing tennis. So that's a little look at Papua New Guinea. We're sorry that we couldn't chat with you live, but that we had to record this, but my travel plans changed at the last minute. So I hope you guys are encouraged, and we thank you for helping us with the work of Bible translation. Goodbye.